Tony Sotil for District Judge.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. IUP head basketball coach Joe Lombardi joins us with Mr. Jack Benedict. How about that? What a day. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Coach, good morning.
Good morning, Todd. Great to be here.
Well, it's good to have you here in the studio. How about this guy over here, Mr. Benedict? He goes, the transition from football to basketball is just like smooth as can be, isn't it?
Oh, it's quite the segue, you know. I mean, he should be able to do that well, though, since he's celebrating his 100th year of broadcasting. Okay.
He should be well rehearsed.
But he did, but he did start in middle school, so he's not that old. Okay.
How long should we keep it up, Jack?
I don't even think in my day they had middle school.
Not in the farmhouse, huh? Yeah.
The one-room schoolhouse, you rode it with little chunks of coal on the shovel blade, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Well, there we go. We got
a lot of fun.
Looks like we've got another season going here.
Yeah. We're starting in mid-season form with you, Jack.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's good to see that, you know, you're giving all the reports. Everybody, West Virginia, Pitt, Duquesne, everybody played. Penn State, they all played last night.
Yeah.
And we've got IUP basketball this weekend at the KCAC that it opens up.
Yeah.
And that'll be fun. I know fans are looking forward to it.
Well, it's interesting to me. Pitt has this kid Carrington. Bub Carrington comes in, a freshman, first college game, and he gets a triple-double, only the fifth in program history. Coach, you've got a lot of new guys on your team this year. I don't know that you're expecting any triple-doubles from your new point guard, but
no, I'm just trying to remember their names right now, all the transition, okay?
Go ahead, Jack.
All right, Coach. First thing I got to ask you is this is your 18th year.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's been just tremendous over these 18 years. And this year, as you mentioned, you have a lot of new faces. So is it going to be as challenging this year as you've had in quite a while? Absolutely,
Jack. We have 7 new guys. I think we only replaced 7 guys in the prior 3 years. So it's different. It's different. I appreciate everything they do every day, the work they're putting in, the strides they're making, and but you know, I don't want the expectations to take a joy out of the process. Okay, this team may be a middle of the pack team in the PSAC West, and may win it again. Who knows? But you know, it's an opportunity, I think, for other teams in the league to maybe get us when we're a little bit shorthanded. Okay, we've always lost guys. Okay, but just a little bit more than usual, especially with Tomawa transferring, and the portal's going to change. College basketball is going to change it at our level. It's going to be hard to be consistent. It's hard to be consistent more so because you're going to have guys that are really good, and you expect Tomawa to come back for his junior year, first team All-League player, and then he has other aspirations. And you know, we wish him well. You know, we think we have a lot to offer, but everybody has their own dreams and aspirations. So there's certainly no bitterness towards Tomawa, but that becomes the reality of what we're dealing with now. Mm-hmm. And so you have to fill in guys that have to take bigger roles than normal. Where in the past, from year to year, you know, if a guy was a sophomore, Brandon Norfleet was, you know, a role player on the 2015 championship team, and he goes and the next year he evolves into a you know, player of the year in the conference. So you're going to see less and less of that evolution. It's going to be a little bit of a mixed bag, and a lot more program building year to year.
Well, what you're going to have to find this year with Tomawa gone and David gone and Shondell, you have to find some offense. Pick it up somewhere. So tell us who
I'm still looking for that.
You're still looking for that? I know you have a point guard in Garvin Clark that you're really high on, and that is such an important part of a basketball team. So that gets you going.
Yeah, that does. I mean, we're lucky that we're excited about Garv. He plays both ends of the floor. He had impact in the success that they've had at Akron over the years. He was a contributor, but it's a new role for him, being a bigger role. You know, Josh Pateno is another grad transfer that we're looking for big things out of. One of our better shooters that we've had, I think, in recent years. and so we're encouraged about that. Ethan's still has a little bit of lower body injury, nothing too serious. He's been able to practice. We take him out some days to rest him to make sure it doesn't get a lot worse. Okay, but we're excited about where he can take the next step to as an offensive player. And then we have Dallas Dillard and Jalen Stewart, who I think are have potential. I don't know if they're there yet. Okay, it's not like you just slot in. Okay, Armani leaves, Shondell steps in. Shondell leaves, next guy steps in. It doesn't work that way. I'm going to stay in appreciation for these guys and stay a little low on the expectation, because it's not kind of fair to some of them to take on such a burden in a transition.
So you've mentioned those guys. So who's the other guy that, as of now, is going to start if you had to play today? You're going to play in a couple of days.
Well, right now we're going with Dolan Waldo. He's at the 4 spot, so to speak, at the other big forward. Okay, but he's young, and I see that look of a deer sometimes. Okay, when the lights come on, all right, okay, but it's a long year, and we're trying to project that he'll grow and develop, and as the year goes on, we've had a lot of players do that. It's a long season, 4 months. Some guys get a lot better, guys that put work in. But KJ Rhodes has made good strides and improvements since last year, so we're certainly looking for him to be a little bit of a bigger contributor, okay, than he's been in the past.
Who do you redshirt with all these new guys coming in, and how do you implement this?
Nobody really gets redshirted, Jack, to the end of the year. All right, so there'll be guys that don't play at all early on, and we're going to see how they grow and develop. They haven't established themselves up to this point, but they're not definitely redshirted. They need to, if they develop and can find a role in the rotation, then we'll play them like we've done in the past. Jalen Stewart, okay, last year didn't play, and then we needed him. So Dallas Dillard the year before didn't play. We had injury, then we needed him. So there'll be some guys that don't get in the games early on at all, and then as the year goes on, we'll make that type of decision.
Mm-hmm. Coach, a lot of folks, of course, we haven't seen good basketball since the last time you guys played last spring, and so we're waiting for the big opportunity for this weekend when you get a chance to look at your team in game action for the first time. And I know that everybody that shows up is going to have their set of expectations about what they'll be able to see. In your mind, what are the things you want to see this weekend at the KCAC?
Well, I think the most important thing you have to see is what type of culture you're going to have. It's more important than even the scoreboard, but is it going to be a culture of unselfishness? Is it going to be a culture of you're competing? Are we going to be the hardest playing team on the floor for the longest? Those are attributes. Then, if you can establish that type of culture, then you can win a number of games just on your culture. You can't win a lot of them, but you can win a number of them. So you want to have that as your foundation, and do we share the ball? Do we play for each other? Do we put our heads down when they fail, which they're all going to fail? Okay, I don't want to surprise anybody on that. I'll give you a heads up on that ahead of time. Okay, what's their body language out? Do they put their head down, or do they fight? Do they fight the failure? Do they fight some disappointment? Do they fight the fatigue? What kind of fighters do we have? That's what I'm kind of looking for, as much as anything. Okay, and what kind of guys do we have that are selfless? Okay, are they focused on the team, or they just get caught up in their own space, their own feelings? I like to say their feelings. Okay, feelings aren't good in sports. It's nice to feel for others, okay, and have compassion. Mm-hmm. But when you go into sports, you can't get into yourself and woe me and like I'm not playing as much as I'd like. I'm not getting as many shots as I like. He missed me with the pass. All those things that you don't see a lot. I haven't seen a lot over the years from our teams, but you see them on other teams, and it's kind of I don't want to. It's not a championship mentality, put it that way. So I'm looking to build championship DNA.
I think one of the interesting things is in other sports like football, there's a week between that first game and the second game. Yeah. And the coaches, the big cliche is you'll see your biggest improvement between game one and game two. Your game two is coming the very next night. So lessons learned on Friday night will have to be applied on Saturday, and you'll still want to see the improvement.
People turn different when the lights come on and there's crowds. We've had some scrimmages, so you can see some technical improvements, okay, over that time, which football doesn't have, so that affords us an opportunity. We've had 3 different scrimmages already. But it's a funny dynamic when the lights come on, okay? When the lights come on, you get exposed a little bit, and there's a certain mental toughness that your team, you can't tell if they have that until the lights go on and they deal with that, okay, whether they play with confidence or whether they play with discouragement, whatever those things are. The lights have a different impact on people. So that'll be a learning process in the first few games.
Yeah, playing in front of people too, and you hope a lot of people.
Well, yeah, we hope so. We play a good Concord team that was predicted probably middle of the pack, and then follow up with the Notre Dame Ohio team, and we're thankful. Concord's been up a couple times. So we're thankful they come back. A lot of people don't want to come back and play. They look at it and they say, well, I want to find something easier. So we're grateful that we have those opportunities in front of us, and play competitively, and looking for not only that, but then we play at home again next week, also on a Thursday. So a Walsh team that's probably gotten some top 25 type votes out of Ohio. So it's a nice 3-game opening stretch for us to find out, for the fans to get involved. We've had a great fan support over the past, and we look forward to it again.
4 years in a row, you win the conference championship. That's amazing. And you and I have talked about this and how tough it is to win the division. I don't know what these other teams have, just what I read and so on. Could this be as tough a division, the Western Division this year, as you've had in a while?
Yeah, first of all, on the first note, okay, just want to give glory to God for those opportunities and for the blessing with the talent that we've had and the opportunities that we've had in the past. And second of all, yeah, I think Cal's the top 25 team in the country. Okay, I honestly feel that they're a better team than we are right now. Okay, if we had, I'm glad we don't play them today. Okay? They have all 5 starters back. They had 2 other. At least one starter and one guy played full time that weren't eligible or got academically or got hurt last year. I'm not sure, but so they return all that. So they're loaded up, and it's the best team he's ever had there. So the expectations for them should be for them to win a PSAC West, which is something they probably haven't done in the last 20 years. So that's a. They're in the lead spot, I think, there. I think Slippery Rock brought in some talent, as good as any talent that they've had in a long time. So between those 2 teams leading the pack, Mercyhurst is always going to be good, and you're familiar with the rest of the teams in the league. So, I think we sometimes when you win the league, it's because the other teams aren't quite good enough, okay? Other years, if you don't win the league, it's because maybe they were just better than you that year, okay? So it's, like even with scholarships, Jack, we're not like people have a wrong perception of IUP, like we have everything, okay? We're equal in scholarships to about 4 or 5 teams in the league. Now, there's some other teams that are a little bit short of us, okay? But there's not a discrepancy at all. Matter of fact, there's some that have more than us. And so, they're going to have good players and things are going to click. And some years, we've been very fortunate and blessed. Things have fallen into place over the last few years, okay? When you're successful, it's not just talent and coaching, it's good fortune. You take the football team this year, okay? Tortorella's a great coach. They have great staff there, all right? Sometimes things just don't fall in place. So that's sports, that's athletics. That's why we play the games, and it's exciting when you win and lose because nothing's really a given.
Exactly. How are we on time?
We're all out.
We're all out. Well, listen, Coach, we look forward to this weekend with the 2 games, with Concord Friday, and of course, and then Notre Dame Ohio Saturday. UPJ in town because they're it's the challenge.
Yeah, the challenge.
So
there's preliminary games ahead of time with those 2 teams, and always appreciate the partnership here with the station and Todd and Jack and all that you guys do for the program. You've really blessed us and helped our program grow and be successful over the years.
Okay, haven't won a game. I haven't. Neither of you, Todd. Thank you. I'm 400 short.
Nope. Gentlemen, thanks both. It is the voice
Thanks,
of
Todd.
Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. CBS Sports with Boomer, S&T Bank. People Forward Banking.
I can't take this cold anymore.
I feel like I'll never be warm again.
Just close your eyes and picture the beach.
I can almost hear the ocean.
Hey guys, sorry to barge in on your daydream.
Whoa, wait, is this real? Who are you?
I'm your friendly S&T banker. And no, this isn't real, but it could be. You could escape this cold and head for a tropical adventure with S&T Home Equity Total Line of Credit. Just stop daydreaming and get planning your dream vacation.
Let's go.
S&T Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute. Today's birthday shout-out goes to Tom Moore. He's the 85-year-old Bucs offensive consultant who has been an NFL assistant coach for 45 years and still going. Among countless others, he's coached Terry Bradshaw, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady. This past summer, Moore was presented with the Award of Excellence at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Every 40 seconds a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-775-5622. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-775-5622. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-775-5622. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.com.
When it comes to choosing a district judge, my many years of experience in the criminal justice system sets me apart. I am Anne Marie Everett, and I bring over a decade of unmatched criminal law experience to the table. I've been a public defender, passionately representing my clients. Because of my many years of experience, I understand when to be tough and when to be compassionate. Tough but fair. That's what our community needs, and that's what I will bring to the bench. On November 7th, vote Anne Marie Everett for district judge.
Paid for by Friends of Anne Marie Everett for District Judge Committee.
Hey, Dad, what's it like at International Conveyor and Rubber?
Every day is a challenge.
Really? How's that?
Well, see, most every big company depends